Hello again, everybody. I'm Shane Shatters, and welcome once again to Season 2 of Shane Shatters Presents Classic Indies here at the refurbished Studio B, hiding in the outer skirts of Hagerstown, Maryland. I'm Shane Shatters, of course, and I've been bringing you some of the best professional wrestling action from the independent level from all over here for the last several months. Last week, we had a little special we did on my mentor, Neil the Power Superior. I have the championship belt here in front of me. This is the South Atlantic Heavyweight Championship belt. Last week, Neil, as we told the story, had been brought into South Atlantic and was told that he would be receiving a championship match as long as he continued to win his matches and climb up the ladder. You saw him in victory last week. Now we're going to get a look at the champion and one of the all-time great wrestling legends challenging him on South Atlantic Pro Wrestling Television. As I said, Neil's building his way up the ladder, and ultimately he's going to be facing one of these type of contenders, or these type wrestlers. It's either going to be Helmut Hesler, the champion, or it's going to be the mighty Chief Wahoo McDaniel. Let's go to the ring introductions.
One fall with television time remaining. Introducing first, weighing in at 278 pounds from Lawton, Oklahoma, Chief Wahoo McDaniel. His opponent is the South Atlantic Heavyweight Champion, weighing in at 261 pounds from the New Germany, Helmut Hesler. One fall, television.
There you go. What a shot. The referee's going to bring him in. Going to bring him into the middle of the big main event. Bob Cottle's our announcer. Let's get these close-ups. Okay, let's take a break here real quick before we go to the match. These guys are getting ready to fire away, but of course, you know, if you don't know who Chief Wahoo McDaniel is, you probably haven't been watching wrestling for the last 50 years. One of the all-time greats, a former NFL standout, played for the Denver Broncos, played for the Miami Dolphins, a legendary figure in the University of Oklahoma, one of the most well-traveled, most well-respected, best-performing professional wrestlers of his era. Actually quit pro football. If this may sound crazy to newer fans, but many guys like Wahoo entered professional wrestling because the money in professional football wasn't on par with what they could make. So Wahoo McDaniel in the late 60s to early 70s retires from professional football, joins up full-time in professional wrestling, and he was wrestling in the off-season. This was something else that you may not understand happened because they were not paid so well then, and the contracts didn't prohibit them from doing outside activities. So there was a lot of professional football players who wrestled professionally in the off-season to help them keep in shape, and of course they made a pretty good living at it. Ultimately, Wahoo made a great living at it, and in the early 70s, when this kind of money was practically unheard of, Wahoo was apparently one of the top drawing wrestlers in the world, making in excess of $100,000 a year, if you can believe that. We're going to move a little bit ahead here into the action in the match for the purposes of time, and you see the aggressive Hesler. You can see he's built like a tank. He's got the blonde hair, the Aryan look, and he is strong. Now, Wahoo is clearly not in his athletic prime at this point, but still a legendary draw and an absolute. You can see the fans there are 100% behind him. They came probably largely to see him and some of the others. But what he's doing, he's challenging for this championship belt that the area was covering, the Mid-Atlantic region that was so popular with Jim Crockett Promotions in the NWA, and ultimately was purchased and became WCW, and trying to cover a lot of those small towns that they were no longer coming to.
He defeated Bob Chick, and he defeated the Patriot, and then he came on to defeat Wahoo McDaniel. That's quite an undertaking for a young man.
Hesler had all the tools, that was for sure, and was making his mark across the South Atlantic region.
He's got a tremendous amount of pride.
Hall of Fame play-by-play man Bob Cottle is in the background here. I'm trying not to completely step on him, but of course I'm trying to explain the story and the backgrounds of those involved.
And the German right back to the attack. He's put that big hand right around the throat of Wahoo. As Wahoo again.
I like to think I'm a pretty good announcer, but I'm no Bob Cottle, and all due respect.
Hey, all you fans, remember, all of you viewers, we want to.
I'm excited.
Call the all-new South Atlantic Pro Wrestling 900 hotline. Callers have an opportunity to hear from top wrestling stars like the All-American Greg Bobchick and Ladies World
Bambi.
The number
The Frist minute is free. F-R-I-S-T. The Frist minute is free, folks. And $1.95, $1.95 each additional minute. Kids, you need parental permission. Call a 900 number and ask for Bambi and watch your wife yell. Oh, big chop from the Chief. And a cover. Higher ground.
Well, too much steam there left in the big German. He quickly got up, rolled right out of the ring, trying to catch.
In the coming weeks on Shane Shatters Presents Classic Indies, we will be bringing you a tremendous match featuring the Chief as he took on Greg the Hammer Valentine in one of Shane Shatters' earliest independent appearances and one of my all-time favorite stories.
Thanks for watching, Jason. We appreciate it. We appreciate all you great South Atlantic wrestling fans all around the country.
I'd like to give a big shout out here to Ann Henny. I love that kind of stuff.
Hesler now back through the ropes out near the center of the ring again, facing Wahoo McDaniel. Well, we knew it was going to be a
Pick up your phone now, folks. Call 704-365-1002 for South Atlantic fundraisers.
tremendous amount to prove and to prove the fact that they're the better man.
Wahoo, Wahoo, Wahoo. How strong you got to be going even up with a guy this size? Boot to the midsection, showing some of those nefarious Nazi-like tactics here in this matchup. Strong as a bull, Hesler.
Standing up over him like he is with
I honestly really thought that he was going to go a lot further than he did in professional wrestling, just based on his look alone was so. I don't know that it was unique, but it was great. You know, he's like he's all jacked up, 6 foot, 260, blonde hair. Bring it, Chief. Oh. He just missed like splitting his face wide open with that chop. Just missed it. I mean, I think he caught him with a grazing shot, but downstairs.
South Atlantic heavyweight champion fans, Helmut Hesler, Chief Wahoo McDaniel. Locking horns in this bout that you got to say has been pretty even since the opening bell. Down goes Wahoo.
Very rigid movements. A point right, drop an elbow right across the point of the head. If you know anything about the forehead of Chief Wahoo McDaniel after 30 years of Indian strap matches and battles, his head could get opened up with a good flick. Wahoo was a notorious bleeder.
Hesler knows he's got the big Chief injured right back.
Little rope. There it is. Remember, some of these tapes are 30 plus years in age, folks, and we're getting them off of old VHS. So there's going to be some. Sometimes there's going to be some rough video moments. So we apologize for that. We just feel like the content is so good that we want to bring you the content, and the video quality of such is a lesser concern. The music in the background indicates I think we're getting ready to go to a commercial break. I wonder if I left the commercials in here. I love old commercials. You like old commercials? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, no.
I was walking to my dorm and the street was empty until I saw this guy walking towards me. And I was helpless to stop him. Now I carry the dart. I'll never be helpless again.
The dart is a non-lethal defense spray that can stop an attacker instantly.
FBI statistics show there is an assault or robbery every 18 seconds.
I didn't think crime
Give me your money.
in my neighborhood until I became a victim. I was standing in my driveway when suddenly a man jumped from behind my car and stole my purse. I'm just sorry I didn't
I
carry
wish you
the
would have
dart then.
stuck it right in his eyes,
I
ma'am.
do now.
Don't be helpless. Don't be sorry. Be smart. Carry the dart. Call the toll-free number.
But if you act now, we'll give you a second one.
Now and get this
You know, have to give you 2 darts.
carrying case free.
Oh, the carrying
Call
case.
now
All right.
Before it's too late.
Uh-oh.
Call now to order Bad Boats, the video. Main Event Entertainment brings you top hydro ripping through the water at over 200.
I hope all of you who are watching this match stayed here long enough to see the great 1992 circa television commercials from local TV. Oh! Talk about some jets. Oh, that hurts. Bad Boats, the video. 1-800-542-7500. Bad Boats, the video. Allow 2 to 4 weeks for delivery. Is that Anaheim, California, or Anaheim, Georgia? California. I was gonna say, I've never heard of Anaheim, Georgia. All right. Where are we at here? We got another commercial coming, or are we going back to the ring? So much confusion.
Insert commercial here.
Yeah, we probably should have. Yeah, we probably could have done another commercial. Remember, folks, that there's an assault and battery takes place every 18 seconds, and a rape takes place every 5 minutes. And of course, you can send 1995 to get the what was it called? The dart, and I think it was also 1995 for Bad Boats, the video. Yep. So if you got $40 laying around, wrestling fans, yeah, plus shipping and handling, don't forget about that. 2 to 4 weeks, you can get your Bad Boats, the video. Oh, we're back now. We're back now. The Chief trying to fight his way up from the deck. Here he comes. The most wicked chops in pro wrestling. Come on, Hesler. He's very robotic in his motions. Ooh, God. Wahoo. Oh, man, that one was just a glancing blow. But I tell you what. Oh, wow, right across the nose. Oh, Jesus. Off the ropes. Boom. Drop one on him, Chief. Let's go. 1, 2. Kick out. Hesler taking a dump again, getting out of there.
Tremendous shape, outstanding conditioning. Are they able to go like they've gone at each other in that ring tooth and nail?
Slower moving style back in the early 90s, as many of you younger fans may notice here. It was not as much of a jump and flip type of business as much as it was big burly men hitting each other with shots and applying holds to each other. So it's a lot. When people say wrestling's changed, this is what they mean when they say that it's changed. It's a much slower style, more methodical, but more physically tough in the trenches here, and the tie-ups and stuff. What do we got going on here? Chief's laying the shots in here now. We're getting deep into the match, and he wants something to happen here. He wants this championship belt. Of course, as I say, push that ref. This beautiful championship belt that sits before me, that's on loan from the mother of Neil the Power Superior. Spoiler alert, we know how this ends up. Of course, this is 30-year-old material, folks. We're just kind of setting up the story here. Oh, headbutt across the eye. I can't believe Wahoo's not bleeding yet.
Wahoo with his head ringing from that tremendous headbutt down along the ropes. And look how quickly the German is on the attack again.
Oh! He kicked him in the Nazis.
A low blow here.
Thanks. I'll be here this weekend next. Wahoo put it to the body now. Punished in the... Listen to these chops. Blistering chops. Get out of the way. God, that ref. He's lucky he had to have his ass handed to him. He just keeps on getting in the way.
Hesler out of the corner. Wahoo right down across the bridge of the nose with that chop.
He's lucky he's got a nose left.
Had him all set.
In case you haven't figured it out, everybody, I'm a big Wahoo fan. Big Wahoo fan. He's had enough. He's had enough with this ref.
Wahoo shoved him so hard down along the ropes, and now the referee's starting to count on Wahoo as he's got Hesler in the corner.
Now Hessler's giving him a good shove. Now these two are duking it, really firing it in.
Once from Wahoo McDaniel, once from Helmut Hesler.
That's getting ugly in the trenches here now. You just saw the wave. Uh-oh. Oh, they're hitting the ring. Oh my, who are there's Roughhouse Graham, who we saw last week, and the White Angel, and some other guy who needs a hair transplant. They're putting it on the Chief. Hesler's stooges. Hesler in there. Oh my, here come the baby faces. Jeff Bobchick. This is out of control. There, Rusty. Is that Rusty Riddle, the Great White Shark, who looks like Sting? I think that was his name, Rusty Riddle, or it was something like that. Oh, Chief got away from him. He wants a piece of Hessler's Nazi ass. And the fans are on their feet. The kids and adults alike are excited as this action has completely broken down here on South Atlantic Pro Wrestling. Hesler ain't backing up, though, either. He wants a piece of Wahoo. And he broke away from his guys, and he's going after the Chief now. And I've been involved in these piles, and these kind of things seem like they happen when Wahoo McDaniel was involved. And let me tell you something. You get that Chickasaw Indian fired up, buddy. He will fire at everybody. He was one of the toughest sons of bitches I ever met in my life. Is this the end of it? White Angel declaring Hesler the victor. I don't think that that's what's going on here at all. I think this match has been thrown out. If anything, Wahoo's been awarded the victory by DQ. They're trying to get Hesler out of there finally. I think that one guy who was helping Hesler, the referee, may be brothers based on the hairlines. Oh, they're declaring Wahoo the winner. Is that Rob Van Dam, or who is that little guy there? Oh, Wahoo's a cussing. I think maybe they just thrown this whole match out. It's all thrown out. Wahoo is not happy. Wahoo is not happy this week. He did not get out of that what he was hoping for, which was the championship belt.
All right, fans, there it is, a disqualification, and I tell you what, let's go back and...
All right, he's going to go to the replay. I think maybe this is probably a good spot for us to jump away. All right, there you see it, folks. Hesler successfully retains the title via a no contest against the legendary Indian Chief Wahoo McDaniel on South Atlantic Television. So, as we progress further in the story, Neil Superior has secured his championship opportunities. He's going to get 2 shots at the title, but he's going to get them outside of the traditional South Atlantic Pro Wrestling area, but still underneath the auspices of South Atlantic Pro Wrestling. So next week when we return to you, we're going to have the first of those 2 championship matches, which took place April the 11th, 1992 in Elk Garden, West Virginia. I'm Shane Shatters, and we'll see you next time on Classic Indies.